Hello and welcome. Today's lesson is going to be about linear inequalities and whether some points are the solution or not the solution to an inequality. So let's look some examples. Here we have an example number 1, and let's go ahead and click on the down arrow to make it bigger. And basically the problem is asking which of the following is a solution to the inequality 5x minus y greater than 3. So I'm giving 4 points right there. So first thing I'm going to do is to change the color. And I'm going to try to get the y alone on this inequality. To do that, I'm going to send the 5x to the other side. So that means on the left side, I'm going to be left with negative y greater than the 5x comes over as negative 5x, and the 3 comes down as positive 3. Then I'm going to divide both sides of the inequality by negative 1 so I can get the y alone. So the negative cancels. So y will be less than. Please remember, if I'm dividing by a negative number on the bottom, I need to flip the inequality sign. So that's why I flipped. Negative 5 divided by negative 1 is 5x. And 3 divided by negative 1 is negative 3. Now that I have the y alone, I can identify my slope and my y-intercept. My slope is 5 over 1, and my b is negative 3. Now I'm ready to graph my line and shade. In order to do that, I look at the inequality sign, and I see that the symbol is less than without the little dash underneath, so that means my lines are going to be dotted. And my points are going to be empty points. So I'm going to go ahead and click here and select the circle. And I'm going to start with my y-intercept at negative 3. So 1, 2, 3. And I make my first point at negative 3 right there. And it's going to be an empty point. From there, I'm going to use the slope that tells me that it goes up 5 and to the right 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. That's going to be my next point right there. And if I try to go 5 up again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, it's going to be over here outside the graph. But if you want, you can draw or estimate a point right there. Okay. Once I've done the right side, I try to do the backwards, but there's not enough space to go down 5 over 1. But if I had, my other point would be somewhere in here. But now that I have enough points, let's go ahead and click on the line. And click dash lines, and let's click over here and select the line, and over here I estimate my point to be right there, and then I extend the line, make sure it passes through the 2 other points, and voila, that's my line right there. Now I'm ready to shade. So let me unselect the dash line, press OK, click on the line, and now I want to shade below the line because this is less than. Because remember, less than, here's my elevator. I'm going to ask my elevator to go down to on a floor that is less than the one I am right now. So that means my pencil lands here, and that's where I'm going to shade. There we go. Now it's time to plot the points. So let's go ahead and plot the points and change the color here. I'm also going to make the line thicker by selecting that. So I'm going to make my first point there, which is negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1. Then I click there, and then the next point is negative 6, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's my next point. The next one is 3, 1. So I go to the right, 1, 2, 3, and down 1. Okay, and the last one is 1, 6. So I go to the right 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I see that this point right here is the only point that is inside the solution or the shaded region. So with that, I know that letter C is going to be my answer. So let's go ahead and click this and click letter C. Once we click that, we see that we get the green light. So let's go on to the next problem. And on the next problem, click show your work. Go ahead and press the down arrow so that we have space here. On this particular problem, we see that the y is alone. So let's go ahead and identify our slope and y-intercept. Let me just change the color here. And the slope on this inequality would be m equals negative 4/3, and my b equals positive 1. Once we've done that, we're going to look at the inequality sign, and we see that the inequality sign is greater than and does not have a dash underneath. So that means we are going to have empty points with dash lines. So let's go ahead and click on circle, and let's start at b equals 1. So let's make our first point, and then we're going to go down 4 because our slope is negative 4 over 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So that's our second point right there. If I want to go down another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't have space right there. So that's okay. We can go back to our starting point, which is the y-intercept, and we're going to do the opposite. Instead of going down 4, we're going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3 to the left. And that is where we're going to make our third point. With that, we're going to draw our dash line. So let's go ahead and select dash line. Go ahead and select the line, and then put your pencil there and connect the other points. Now that we drew that, we're going to shade. So let's click dash line again. And because it says greater than, we know that our elevator is right there, and we want to be on the floor that is greater than the one we are right now. So we're going to ask the elevator to go up, and that means our pencil lands in this region. So that means we're going to shade above the line. So let's go ahead and shade. So there we go. All right, very well. Now that we've done the shading, let's go ahead and do the points. So let's change colors. Let's also make the line a little bit thicker. And click on scribble. And our first point is going to be 3, negative 3. So let's go there. So starting at the origin, go 1, 2, 3, and down 3. 1, 2, 3. That's our first point. Our next point is 4, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's our second point. Next point is negative 2. 1, 2. And then up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our last point is going to be 6, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's where it stays. So by looking at this, these 3 points are on the shaded region. This point is on top of the line, on top of this empty point. And because the point is empty, that means this red dot right here is not part of the solution. If this line was a solid line with a solid point, then this point would be part of the solution. But because it's not, this is not this part of the solution. And that's exactly what the problem is asking, not a solution. So we know that the point 3, negative 3, which is A, is going to be our answer. So let's go ahead and click on A. And there we go. We got a green light. So that concludes this video. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.